G'day. Welcome to Graves in Australia Diecast Salvage. Today I hope to do some justice to today's casting, which is a Dinky Toys number 164 Vauxhall Cresta. I've already done the Corgi Toys version of the Vauxhall Velox, same model as far as I can tell, right? And also of the tiny Matchbox version. As you watch this casting go around on the turntable, I would like to thank the returning friends of the channel. And if you're a first-time viewer, I hope you become a returning friend. I hope you stay, subscribe, and share what a sometimes bumbling old fart like me gets up to trying to give old diecast toys a new life. If you haven't subscribed, why not? It's free. The channel is geared towards the hobbyist. What I do is not always perfect, but at least I'm giving it a go. Just remember, if I can do it, so can you. And most likely you can do it better than me. Oh yeah, one more thing. Please leave a comment down below, even if it's just to say hello. So, now, let's take a closer look at today's offering. Alright, so Dinky Toys, Vauxhall Cresta, made in England, Meccano Limited. Number is a 164. So, previous owner has drilled and tapped the posts. Thank you very much for that. No glass, no interior. It's missing two of its rubber booties, so we'll need to do something about that. We may just make some rubber tyres like I used to in the past, or we can now, of course, 3D print some new wheels. That's tyres and hubs. Most likely we can use the axles again, should we go down that route. Overall, the casting is in good order. As mentioned in the intro, I have done the Corgi version, and they called it a Vauxhall Velox, where this one is called the Cresta. The main differences I find between the two vehicles is this moulding line here, which is on the images is a chrome piece. But I'll try not to use my fingernails in shot. Is this part here. In the Velox it goes to about there. This one goes all the way up here and into that rear moulding arch. The grille is slightly different. Even on the, sort of on the real cars, sort of from, if you type in Velox as opposed to Cresta, you'll get some slight variations. So I dare say it's part of the same family. If you have the information on that, by all means, post it down below. It's all that way I can find out, and so can other people. There's so many knowledgeable people out there. I would like to hear from you. Anyway, so we'll move on to our next segment, and we'll take this thing apart. This will be a very short segment. As mentioned just a moment ago, the previous owner has already drilled and tapped the 2 posts. So it comes apart. And no interior, no window unit. And that's it. So we have some tyres. They are soft, so I can pull them off. They're not originals, I don't think. They're smooth. The originals had smooth tyres. If I am putting tyres on, they won't be smooth. They'll be treaded if I'm not doing a 3D print. So Martin D has his, where's my version of it? Has his little guide here. That works well. It's not that one, not that one. That one's at a pinch. And we may need, that is its best one. And that one says, hope you can read it. It's very hard for my eyes because I'm blind as a shit bat. So we'll look at that. Or another way we can look at it is by having one of these. We have it set to 0. Take it apart. Put it there. That's telling me that's a 15 millimetre. Sorry for the interruption there. That was a 16 millimetre hole. This is the 15. It's a very snug fit in there. So that's what we'll go with the 16. We've got a bit of a gap up there. And as we saw with the micrometer, it says 14.7, so hence why it's tight in a 15 millimetre in there. Anyway, there are 2 ways that you can measure your tyres if you've got a set. So I'm going to go with my tried and true method, but like I said, I am going to make some new booties, and now that I've actually have a decent set of, well, decent set, now that I can make decent tyres, I'm going to 3D print the tyres, and I'm going to make a mould of those tyres so that I can use my Sikaflex to make the rubber wheels themselves. There is resin out there which is rubber-like, but it is expensive. 500 millilitres or half a litre is $75. And that's Australian. For those in the UK, you're looking at about £40 and up. So I've still got to do some more experimenting, but in the long run, printing my own tyres is, with the amount of vehicles I've got that don't have rubber boots, it is cheaper in the long run. Anyway, I'll get on to the next segment. I'll bring you right back. See you there. Okay. Well, we're going to make some rubber treads, and with the aid of the 3D printer, we're doing a mixture of 3D printing and my old method of making, like Paul Restorer does, making silicon molds, and we have our tyres in there. So we're doing a mixture, but because I don't, from the tyres which I've made molds of in the past, they haven't been that great, as in, sort of the used tyres, they're not perfectly round, and they might have had cracks in them and things like that, and that does translate into the silicon mold. So now with technology and 3D printing, we can make this a new way, in that I've now created a folder called Dinky and Corgi tyres, because they can be interchangeable, and I've made groove tyres, solid tyres and treaded tyres, and what we're after a 15mm. So what I'll do is I'll open my chit box and I'll bring each tyre in. This is the groove tyre. And what I mean by grooved is that it has a groove in the centre here that will go onto cars like this Jetson. If you have a look at the rim of the wheel, it needs a tyre with a groove. Some of the Matchbox king size vehicles have the same thing, just like on this Mercury Cougar. It needs a tyre with a groove on it. So I searched on Yegi tyres, and I found some that had the groove, and it actually looks like a proper road tyre, just like your car that you have sitting outside in your driveway or in your garage. So nice big treads. Does have lettering on it. So this one says 175 by 65 by 14, but we can make it any size we want. And just to check to see what size we've got, we go over to our scale. It says the Y, which is our green, and our purple or blue axis, they both say 15. So that's saying it's a 15mm diameter, and our thickness is 4.5mm, which is what is going across. So I'm happy with that. Now the other tyres that I have for 15mm is what's called a solid tyre. And we'll take that groove one out the way because we're not going to use that one for today. This is the solid tyre. It only has slight markings on the outside, almost like a slick tyre if you like. Right, and that can go onto wheel rims which are like that. So it can sit in there like that. The grooved ones can sit on this one as well. So again, we look at our scale, 15 by 15 by 4.2, going across that way. But that's not the one that we're going to be using today. As I get rid of that one, we'll come in and I've got a 15 mil what's called treaded. And this is more like what you have on your Dinky tyres or Dinky wheels. Again, we look at our piece here, and we see there's a slight discrepancy because I haven't done any changes to this particular one. So if I was to use this and try and put it into another rim, it won't fit properly because it's slightly oval. So what we can do here is change that to 15. So that now makes it perfectly round. So we're going to save it. Where we're saving it, yep. Alright, so that is the tyre that we're going to use. And what we'll do from here now is we're going to we will put it on its side, like so. There's no writing on it, so it doesn't matter which side it goes onto. We shall go over to this side, to our click on supports. Excuse me. I'll bring that across so we can bring it all into one shape. Let's see. We're going to go a light on this one because our let's go out of this one. Let's go into our slicer setting. We're going into that's the one that we want. The setting that I had it on was for the rubber. We're not printing this in rubber. We are printing this so that we can make a rubber, so that we can make a mold. So now we go to slice. We'll keep the tip diameter, which is this part up the top here, at that should be 20. Thank you. Our tip diameter at 20. Raft shape we're going to put on a skate. You would see that just come on there. That is fine. Go down here, auto support. Come back over here into our normal screen. We'll just have a look-see underneath, just to see where sorry if I'm making you dizzy. Just need to have a look at no, it's not going to give it to us. Almost there. That's what I'm looking for, is how it's all setting. That's fine. Bring it back to home. Because we're going to put on 4 tyres. Put another 3. I'll say yes to that. We select all the tyres. We now come over here and say slice. So it's checking the layers. Excuse me. We're going to do what's called an island detect. It shouldn't find any islands. It says no islands exist, so it's good to go. We click on save. and we are going to put it into our Vauxhall Cresta area there, so that we can print off, but we can print it off for any vehicle. And now is, well, I'll copy that file onto my thumb drive, take it over to the printer and have it printed. So then we get to our next stage. So I'll bring you back when we're ready. Well, I was going to go and do my previous method of making silicone rubber molds to make the tyres. I can go that route still if I wanted to, but my Monocure Flex 100 resin has arrived. I had used the Soraya Tech Tenacious Flex black, and I'm doing an experiment with those with the standard resin, so I can't use that, so I'm using this Flex 100, and that's 2 straight out because it was clear, and 2 which I've blacked out, and only used a marker pen to turn them black, because at the moment I can only get the clear version of the Monocure Flex 100, and excellent tread pattern if the camera will focus. On there, so excuse me while I fiddle behind the camera. Just easier. And we have a nice rolling vehicle. So I'll move on to the, there we go, do it that way. That's only me not putting the tyre on properly on that side. There we go. Some nice smooth runners. So I'll black those 2 tyres out off screen, and we'll catch you in a moment. This is just a reminder as to what I started with at the beginning of this episode. And here we are now. Here we are with our Dinky toys, number 164, Vauxhall Cresta. So, well, we're done with it. We've stripped it. We've repainted it in a 2-tone green. We have detailed the headlights and the tail lights, and we've also detailed the front and rear bumpers. Now, the most exciting part, for me at any rate, has been the 3D printing part of what we've done on this vehicle. We have 3D printed an interior, and I have to say thanks to Timo from Timo's Dinky Detailing for his file. I also like to thank Time Rider for his file on the steering wheels for the Matchbox cars. So I've rescaled those. Also need to thank Deinhardt for the file that I was able to use to 3D print the rubber tyres. So 3D printing is coming in a little bit more into my resto mods, if you like. And yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed this one. Oh, I'd forgotten one thing. I've forgotten the front and rear windscreens. I used what I call the condom method of using the UV resin clear, make those, and the side windows I used PETG plastic, and I cut them to size. So this vehicle, when it started out from the Dinky factory, didn't have an interior, didn't have a windscreen. It now has both of those, and we've got some new tyres for it. Oh, all I can say is thank you for watching. Please like the video, share the video, make a comment down below, right? Even if it's just to say hi. And we'll catch you next time. Graves in Australia, Diecast Salvage. Bye for now.